Here are your Court News Ohio top stories in 5 minutes. Hundreds of judges, court officers, and treatment personnel came to the Ohio Union for an annual calling. As one of the Ohio Supreme Court's biggest events, the 15th Specialized Dockets Conference was bigger than ever, with a record 756 attendees.
Ohio is on the forefront of changing the nature of court practices, and all of you are an essential part to that change.
During 2 days of courses, participants sat in on several sessions learning best practices and identifying concerns for specialty courts. The lessons were conducted by regional and national experts who've seen how committed local courts are to addressing issues stemming from substance use.
I would rank Ohio pretty high up in terms of their willingness to adopt and to push and to fund and to train for evidence-based practices.
The evolution of drug courts, mental health courts, veterans courts, and others is no more evident than to the judges who've conducted them for years. New and proven information leads to developing new methods.
I've had a specialized docket for over 20 years. I've already learned many things already this morning.
Whether it's the implementation of medication-assisted treatment or tailoring programs to each individual in a specialized docket, data is more accessible. It can be shared in person or through the Supreme Court's website, but that proof is helping court staff and treatment teams build on each other's successes across the state.
We have so much work to do to keep up with the problems that society delivers to us, but we are on the right track, and this gathering is proof of that.
The Ohio Supreme Court centers around 7 justices, but beyond the bench, there are hundreds of employees in 12 divisions who provide the jurists professional support. Fittingly, the court's highest-ranking officer is an Army veteran, Administrative Director Jeffrey Hegler.
You know, one of the things that West Point does teach you how to do is to balance a number of things and succeed at each of them. You may not excel at any of them, but you keep all the balls, keep none of the plates are going to fall off.
On the job since July, after nearly 30 years of active duty, fate brought the Greene County native back to the Buckeye State.
Someone sent me a note, "Is this the job you're waiting for?" And it was the Ohio Supreme Court Administrative Director, and I said, "No, but might as well give it a try and apply for it."
As the son of a longtime probate judge, the law was always something Hegler considered as a career path. Then he discovered the United States Military Academy.
Just became excited about the idea of having this tremendous opportunity to lead people right when you come out of college as an officer.
A years-long shoulder issue caused the infantry officer to change course back to his legal roots. After getting his law degree, he spent the next 2 decades working his way up the ladder, from a junior judge advocate to an appellate judge in the U.S. Army Court of Criminal Appeals.
You just never know what the next day is going to bring you. In Afghanistan, we had rule of law issues. In Kuwait and Iraq, we had issue after issue as it related to the fight against ISIS.
As his time in the service was winding down, the father of 4 wanted to get closer to his roots while keeping his professional pursuits. For him, Ohio's Court of Last Resort was the perfect fit.
The chance to be part of something that's important, that stands for something, that has a unifying mission, that everyone who works for it contributes to that mission, and at the same time having something that would be challenging every day.
The happiest moments in any court system arguably belong to a probate court. It hands out marriage licenses and is responsible for adoptions.
I would challenge anybody in the legal system to come up with anything involved in our legal system that is better and greater than actually seeing families get put together.
For the past 19 years, Franklin County Probate Court has celebrated National Adoption Day. On this occasion, 14 children found forever homes. 4 of them went to Adam and April Walters.
Give them stability and parenting and mentoring and guidance the rest of life. That's kind of just how my wife and I both feel like we can give back.
More than 75,000 foster children have been permanently placed as part of National Adoption Day. The 2 Walters boys are younger than 4. The 2 Walters girls are teens. All are siblings under the care of the young couple for the past 2 years. Now they're on to the next phase of their lives, officially as a family.
We are excited to raise the toddlers. We're excited to see the teenagers, continue to grow and mature and be responsible, and then, do things with their lives that hopefully impact others in the same way that, we've had an impact on them.
And that's a look at Court News Ohio's top stories. Visit courtnewsohio.gov for the latest headlines on Ohio's courts. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter.